Welcome back to my studio. I'm Joseph Finchum. You are you. I didn't point to myself. And we're jumping into this pile of leaves that haven't even fallen yet. Autumn. So, yeah. Ooh. That was weird. Oh, I didn't start my stupid little poll. There we go. Now I can actually see the chat. Hey, Clark Fine Art, thank you for being here. Hello, George Pencil Art, thank you for being here. Okay, let's get into this. I'm going to start today with the background, the bokeh, blurry background, which is one of my downfalls when it comes to acrylic paint. So I'm going to give it a try, you know. There's another artist who makes it look really, really easy, but she will remain Lisa. Okay, yeah, I said it. But yeah, I don't know how she does it. She makes it look super easy. Basically just going to be doing yellow to like a deep reddish orange over here. Hopefully, maybe a little brown over there. We'll see how this goes. Starting with let me get a little yellow here. Let me get a lot of yellow here. Touch of white to lighten it up a bit. And I haven't switched the screen yet. There we go. Hi, Wildflower. Salutations. Greetings and salutations. Okay, so. Just gonna messily start dropping this color in, and I hope I don't destroy my lines. I did this with what do you call it? Water. Oh, wow. A water-soluble graphite pencil. So hopefully my lines won't disappear on me. Okay, I'm making this just a tiny bit more orange than it was. And I'm just gonna start dropping some in. Doesn't need to be neat. Could be a little bit more orange though. This is a ampersand pre-gessoed board. So missed that a little bit. I gotta try and keep it wet. Hi, D-Lynn. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for being here. Hello, Boo Peep. Thank you for being here too. This is just the background. This is not any real detail yet. I'm trying to overlap onto things. As long as I can see them, that'll be okay. Make sure I cover up most of these spots. That's a tree right on the edge there, so he doesn't need to be covered up too much. That's a leaf in there. Get some back there. I will be adding more texture to this at some point. this doesn't dry on me. I'm gonna turn my fan off. So, just for a while. Maybe I'll remember to turn it back on. I don't want it to really mess with anything. Dry it too fast on me. And I'm going to spritz it again because I'm worried it's going to dry. So yeah, ampersand panel. Pre-gessoed panel. I don't know if I got that out there. I've never used one of these before, and wow, I went over almost all of that tree. That was smart. Trying to use up some of this leftover paint, get some more texture. Okay, now let's see what happens here. Clean this brush off a bit. Quickly. Doesn't have to be really clean. I just need it clean enough that hopefully it won't harden up on me while I'm not using it. Put it to the side, and I'm gonna get my mop brush and let's see what happens here. A little too brush happy there. Yeah, I definitely want to go darker over here. So hopefully I can do that without messing anything up. My burnt umber didn't even come out of the tube, which means it's going to be super chunky. I'm going to have to work it for a little bit. Trying to break up anything that looks a little too patterned. Yeah, that tree is almost gone. See if I can blend this out a bit. What's that Bob Ross phrase? 3 hairs and some hair? Okay, gonna let that dry a bit. See who else has showed up. I need my mouse. I'm missing a bunch of stuff, I'm sure. I have just the thing that Angela sent me, which is a good misty sprayer, but not really enough. And I got some hair in there. Kitty glitter. It's actually probably from the mop brush. It's a cheap mop brush. Thank you, Clark Fine Art. I hope it's coming out well, the background. Boo Peep, it's acrylics, if no one's told you already, but I'm sure someone has. And that just jumped on me, so I completely lost as to where I was. The other Tara, I thank you for joining. I wanted it to be a little more muted, but it's not bad for what I wanted. Hopefully the rest of the colors will show up well. This I wanted more reddish orange, and I might even try and do that once it... Oh, I shouldn't have touched it. Too soon, too soon. Let's get rid of those. Can't have fingerprints in there. Hey, Starving, thank you for joining. Unless you're going for your walk, then boo. Yes, Clark Fine Art, it is a great little mister. Kitty glitter brush dust. Fingerprints are texture. Yes, they are texture. Thank you, Tara. It's I'm sorry. Thank you, the other Tara. I don't know if there is a regular Tara in this live stream. So you're the other Tara for no reason. You know what? I'm going to grab the hair dryer. We gotta speed this up a bit. Hopefully the magic is still working. George, the reference photo is a giant Photoshop collage. Um, the background is uh, Photoshop generated, AI generated, I guess. Um, the pumpkin, the candle, the skull with the headdress, the two little pumpkins, and some of the leaves, those are all different elements cut out of other pictures. Yeah. And the headdress on the skull is also AI generated. And like I said, I will use it to because I worked on this thing for I don't know a week and a half, drawing it over and over again, trying to get the ferns to look like feathers, and I just kept doing it wrong. So yeah, so I AI generated that and then photoshopped the heck out of it. Gave it a bunch more shadowing and some other stuff because it's not that, AI is not that good. Okay, I need more texture over here in the darker area, so I'm going to try and get that darker. And I want to get this a little bit more reddish orange right in there. Let's see if we can do that. Um, Start with some of the orange. I'm going to add a little red to it. Is that too much? It might have been too much. It's also a dark red, so lighten it up a bit. Ooh. No, that was no good. Let's see. Bring some of that in here just to have something else wet in there. Brown to play off of. This brown is gross. And now that those trees are completely gone. Quick, before it dries. Oh, I may not have been quick enough. Or it could have still been hot. But it doesn't look terrible. I might try and put just a little bit of, I'll use a smaller brush, a little bit more of that orange back in. Okay. More fingerprints. Did I put more fingerprints? No. Did I? I don't have any more paint on my fingers, so. And Boo Peep, I do not have any tricks. The the OBS program has a noise suppressor in it that has like adjustable functions. I turned it on. I never adjusted anything. It seems to work great. It likes my whole setup. So okay, so trees. I might need some black for this, so I can try and get some really dark browns. There, now you got more fingerprints. Wow. Thin this a bit. It's a little on the thick side. This one goes all the way to the bottom. That is very transparent. That's gonna need a few coats. Wish I was at a better angle too. This is all just like indications of some tree things going on back here. Maybe I should have just started straight with the black. Ooh. Um, these this panel thing is so much smoother than I'm used to. I usually use the Frederick's red label canvases and gesso them a few times, but there's still way more texture usually. That was a terrible, terrible edge. I gotta remember what these trees look like. Completely lost this tree, so I'm just gonna guess. This little branchy there. This is a big one. Oh, this is just drying so fast. And I'll probably end up having to retrace the whole thing. I gotta switch to a thinner brush. You guys know me. I can't use these big brushes. Angela and Starving are laughing right now because this is a 12. Okay, seem to be missing a brush, but we can work on that. See if I can work with this. Okay, so these all need to be darker. Hopefully they're dry enough for me to get my hands near them. This is definitely supposed to be blurrier, but These will at some point get some highlights as well. So I just want most of it to be dark. See, that's the brown being all globby. Hopefully this is contrasting enough with that very bright background color. Feels like it might still be a little wet. Okay, last one. Well, not the last one. There's still one more over here that I didn't even try to do once yet. Now I just want to kind of, let's see if I can thin this out a bit. Try and make it a little transparent. See if I can get some fine. Just trying to get some details into the background. They don't have to be great. There's a leaf there, so let me pull one right out of there. Just to break up the color here a little bit. Get that one last tree in here. Goes over here. This one actually should come way further down. Let's force that color in there. Okay. Now I gotta go back and just add some more color over the, just to try and fade them back a bit in some places. Maybe blur them out a bit too. Especially up here. Could barely see the orange in there. Okay, good. The contrast is working. So. I'm going to try not to blend this out too much. Some of that red, that's a little too much there. Spread it around a bit. Cool. I'm glad you like them, Clark Fine Art. I hope they're coming through the way I want them to. Too dark, too light. That should be good. Break that up a bit. I want the very edge to be darkest browns. Now, brown. Almost black here because there's just a couple of rocks down here. Right at the base of this tree. And I'm hoping that's what I'm going to get done today. It's just, you know, the background and the middle ground, hopefully. I already don't even know what time it is. Oh, we're doing pretty good. Okay, so now, I want to take a little bit more of that super light, wet. See if I can just do some little. It's all way too wet. See if we can get those drops out of there carefully. That'll work better. This is the closest of the background, so I'm just trying to get some stuff in there. I don't know if I went far enough down, but I can't speak. Far enough down over here. Where next to the pumpkins. Try and get just a little texture and color in there. There is a leaf there. I just want to make sure that I'm not leaving any spots that are too white. Okay, that'll do it. Okay, now I need to clean up some of this. And that didn't work. Have to scrape it. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna give it a quick spritz. Make sure it's wet. Grab my little scraper. Get some of this dried, mostly dried paint off of here. Give myself some room to work. Wipe some of that off. I got paint on my hands, of course. So, I might need this color I was looking for. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. Before I do anything, I need to try finish this tree over here, which I completely ignored. Coming down. This one comes all the way down here. It has a nice scraggly little root. That's not wet enough. Let me wet that. Since I changed all that color, let me just try and blend that back in a bit. Okay, now I have fallen leaves, which are a little bit more towards the brown shades. So we're gonna try and figure this out. um, trying to mix up like a nice, almost like a dark tan. We're just gonna start dropping it. This comes all the way down here, but it gets darker as it goes down. So, okay. See if that's enough of a color change. Oh, I got some black on it. That black was not dry yet. I'm just trying to get like a smattering of this color. More dried brownish leaves than leaves that are changing color already. Not really trying to paint leaves right now. I'm just getting layers of shapes in here. Just trying to create a little bit of a shadow where this tree is. Okay, a little bit darker down here. Nope, darker still. Get a few spots in here, change some contrast. I will definitely fix them on that tree. In case you were. See if I can just add a little color up here where I missed. Go back to a little bit of a brighter color. Try and fill in some of these white spots. Layer until it looks good. That's the saying, right? Trying to make it look like there's just a little bit more light pouring through right in this area. So I'm going to keep trying to lighten that up. And I still need some like speckles of, freshly fallen leaves of orange and yellow. Can't all be brown dead leaves. Uh, too white. Put some yellow over that. So long, Wildflower and Blue Peep. Thank you for joining while you did. Greatly appreciated. If you're not gone yet, I'll see you next time. Everything's reflecting green today. I gotta figure that one out. Okay, let's a little bit more yellow into this. That might be a little too yellow. I know, I'm never. Excuse me while I just try and mix up some color here. I have no idea if this is working. Break up some of those bigger spots of red I got in there by accident. And I need a little bit of, let's see what we can get here. See, this is supposed to be mostly oak leaves, so I'm trying to get that rusty reddish orange color in there, but not too much. Especially in the spots where it's supposed to be slightly darker. I know it looks like I'm just going over the same spots over and over again. And that's because I kind of am, but I'm trying to get the colors right. And to, fade between them just a little bit better. Yeah, I think that looks good. And I just rinsed off my brush in the wrong way. Well, of course I did. Boy, that's a mess, ain't it? Okay. That's not too bad. Once this is all dry in this area here, and a little bit over here, I may go back in and do just some dabs of white and then cover that with like an almost like lemon yellow just to get a little bit more light in there. I can't tell what it looks like on the screen because my screen isn't always perfectly matched to what it's actually seeing. Um, Trees need another coat and to be repaired, down at their bottoms. Pumpkin goes like there, and there's a leaf there. So, I think that's most of the background. So I'm gonna start maybe blocking in some of the tree stump. See if we can get that going a bit. Start just blocking it in. This will end up having to be darker because it's in shadow, but I can kind of get it in here a little bit. None of this has to be exact. It's just bark and wood, so can even leave some like brush strokes in it because it'll just make it look that much more like wood. Sure, I got some good coverage. Doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not telling you guys that, I'm telling myself that. Cool. Thank you, George Pencil Art and Cat's Art Pics, for letting me know. That's the best I can hope for, is that they look good. This one here. I'm actually kind of worried about this stuff here, the lichen that's on the log. That stuff, the color of it, that like it's like very light gray or in the range of light to medium gray with just a little bit of green in it, and I can never get that mixed right. Mm. Trying to keep all my strokes going vertically up and down because that'll help add to the bark look of it in the long run. Just like when you do water, you kind of have a lot more horizontally type strokes than you do, you know, words. Linguistics be difficult. It's going to take quite some work to get it to be logish or stumpish. But we can start getting that color in there now. It's like a little bit that comes down here. Which I think is going to end up needing to be much darker. I didn't mix up enough of this paint, so I'm thinning it down to try and keep it going. This burnt umber is terrible. bit. That's where the lichen's gonna be starting. Just a reminder. Oh, just roughing it out, blocking it in. So, so boring, isn't it? I apologize. Close some gaps here. That was not very much a different color. That's darker. Let's leave that alone. Still needs a lot of contrast, but it's getting there. See if we can get a much darker value in there. Almost black, but still in the brown range. Okay, so there's some in here. Yeah, that's starting to make the lighter parts pop a little bit more. We're looking good. I'm sure someone out there is screaming. And if not, why not? That's our running joke here. Bunch of this needs to be darker. I'm going to end up having to paint white over these leaves anyway, so might as well cover up some stuff and not even bother caring. Get all the way down at the bottom there. Put here. I'm just trying to get the spots right here that are going to be behind these leaves, and I can reshape them. Because these leaves are actually the closest thing to, this perspective of your eye. This is just some more texture. Before we get into shadow. That was terrible. Definitely need some highlights, but it's getting there. It's starting to be almost round. Roundish. See if I can just tint that a tiny bit. Made an empty spot over here. Get some of that thick paint out of it. Kind of doing what I want it to. A little bit darker on this side too. A little bit more into that reddish brown. Okay. I think we're off to a good start. I'm gonna have to try something next time to try and get these trees to be softer, because they're just too in your face. They should be much more blurred, and they're not. I got the lines a little too sharp. And it can't be blurry if it's got sharp lines. Okay. Well, your first mistake, Cat's Art Pics, was going to Starbucks. Starbucks. I like how you wrote that. It looks okay. Grade is pushing it a bit. Okay, so thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate you all being here. You know, hit the buttons, do the things, press the like button. They like that. Supposedly. YouTube likes that. But it helps the channel. And if you want to help, hit the like button. Hit the buttons, do the things. Yeah. I'm sure I missed a bunch of stuff in the comments. One of these days, I keep thinking to myself, I'm going to read the comments afterwards and then address them in the next video or at the beginning of the next video. And I watch it and I read the comments and I go through everything and then I always forget to do it. Yes, every Tuesday at 3 p.m. is when I stream, and every third Sunday of the month at 9:30 is the new show, which the first one went okay. YouTube treated it exactly like it did the rest of my videos, which means 7 of you were there and 50 people watched it total. Or around that. Yeah, okay. Yep. We're gonna get into the good stuff next time. The pumpkin, the candle, the skull, the mini pumpkins, and the leaves. So that should be a fun time. Come on back and join me, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, what's up, everybody, and thanks for watching. First off, a big thanks to my moderators, Clark Fine Art and D. Lynn Creative Arts. Links in the description. Go check them out. They're great. They really help out by keeping the chat lively and in order. But don't go anywhere just yet. There are other ways you can help support my channel, like checking out my Patreon, as others have, where you can follow for free or select a tier that fits your needs. You can hop on over to my website where you have access to my original arts as well as prints, and even check out the merch store where new stuff is added now and then. If you'd like to check out more of my stuff, you can do so by checking out some videos over here, or you can subscribe by clicking the thing here. And of course, you can hit the buttons and do the things. YouTube loves it when you hit the like button, the subscribe button, ring the bell, and share it to all of your social medias. You rock, you're all awesome, and together we make great art. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.